Good evening, hope you're well. Welcome to the draw for the Scottish Open OSC Main Tour. 11 players have entered. Apologies for the technical issues we've had. It was originally rescheduled. It was really going to be 2 o'clock, but now it's rescheduled to 6, and we've just been able to get it right. But we'll get on to the draw now. If we look here, we can see that is the top players who are entered in terms of prize money so far, and they will be split. There's 11, so we have to split it into 6 and 5, and you can see under the orange line there you have pot 1 and pot 2, and they're going to be the two brackets looking to get to the final for the Scottish. So just to go over pot 1, it's Jim Gikakis, Stevie Watts, Papadakis Mixel, Nikos Gerelis, Alex Jordan, and Carlos Biga. Pot 2 will be Wim de Ruiter, Jamie Anderson, Mohamed Fazi, Alan Lockett, and Dave Lewis. So we're going to do on the wheel. This will be pot 1. And what's going to happen is we have the placement here, and this bracket group here on your right is the top bracket for the 6 players in pot 1, and down here we have bracket 2 for the 5 players in pot 2. We're going to start with pot 1, and I'm going to spin the wheel, and whichever player comes up will go into seed 1. Then the next player will go into seed 2, and so on. And once we get to seed 6, then the 7 and 8 will be buys, and but you will see who goes through. Just thinking about it, 6 players, so it means 8 players, so 4 matches. So there'll be 2 players will get buys into the quarterfinal. But let's go on to the draw now. So this is for pot 1. So who will be seed 1 in bracket group 1? So there we have pot 1. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just check. You can. Okay, that seems good. So this is for who is seed 1 in bracket 1. Let's make this spin. And it looks as though it's Nikos Gerelis. So Nikos Gerelis, let's go to. You go into a seed 1. There we go. Let's go on to the next one. And this is for seed 2. It doesn't necessarily mean this player will play Nikos Gerolis. It just means there'll be seed 2 in the top bracket, and the seed 2 is Papadakis Mixol. So far we have Nikos Gerolis is in match 1, waiting for an opponent. Papadakis is in match 2, match 3, waiting for an opponent. So Nikos and Papa will avoid each other until the semi-final. Let's go on to the next spin. So this is again spin goes, and this is still pot 1 to get the top half of the last 16 draw in order. 4 players left. And seed 3 will be Alex Jordan. And he has gone into match 4 in bracket group 1, still awaiting an opponent, and has avoided Papa in this stage, this round, but could meet Papadakis if he wins or goes through from the last 16. Let's go on to the next spin. 3 players left. Jim Gikakis, Carlos Bigger, and Stevie Watt. Carlos Bigger has been chosen, and we'll go into seed 4. And that means it goes into match 2, and we'll play Nikos Gerolis in the quarterfinal if he gets through. So let's do now 2 more players. Stevie Watt and Jim Gikakis remaining. So this will now determine who plays who. So whoever comes up now will go into seed 5, and that will mean they probably will play the person in match 2, but the system will work it out. I don't know for sure at the moment what will happen, but it looks like Jim Gikakis has been chosen. There it goes. So let's see what that means. So Jim Gikakis goes into seed 6, or seed 5, is it? Seed 5. And that will mean Stevie Watt will go into position 6, seed 6, and that will mean that unnamed 12 will go into the bye, and 8 will go into the 8 seed will be unnamed 13. So that completes the top half of the draw, and as we can see, I'm just going to save that. So Nikos Gerolis gets a bye. Carlos Bigger will play Jim Gikakis. Papa gets a bye, and Alex Jordan will play Stevie Watt in what is termed the last 16. So that's pot 1. So now we're going to go into pot 2. And this is pot 2, and this will be the same system. The first player I draw out will go into seed 9, and then 10 and 11, 12, and then the rest will be buys. So let's go to pot 2. And let's make the spin. First spin. So this is for seed 9. And it's 4 times champion Alan Lockett. Goes into seed 9. Let's make another spin. So this player drawn out now will be seed 10. The colours are just randomly selected. This is supposed to be a beach ball style. The colours don't signify anything. It looks as though it's Jamie Anderson. So Jamie Anderson has been drawn out and will be seed 10. I mean, he goes into match 8 or 7, sorry. Let's make the draw for seed 11. Mohamed Farsi is the next player drawn out and will be seed 11. And now seed 12. Between Dave Lewis and Wim de Ruiter. It looks it's going to be Wim. So Wim de Ruiter will be the next seed 12, which means that Dave Lewis will be seed 13, and unnamed 14 will be 14, and unnamed 15 will be 15, and unnamed 16 will be 16. So that means that Alan Lockett and Jamie Anderson and Mohamed Farsi get a buy in the last 16, but it does mean that they so Alan Lockett gets a buy, and Wim de Ruiter will play Dave Lewis, in the last 16. Carlos Biggar will play Jim Gikakis in the last 16, and Alex Jordan will play Stevie Watts in the last 16. Quarter-final matches that could be played this evening are Jamie Anderson and Mohamed Fawzi. So I'm just going to save that and let's see how that looks in the match overview. So, okay. So Carlos Biggar versus Jim Gikakis scheduled for this evening at 8 o'clock. As is Alex Jordan versus Stevie Watts. This evening, 16th of November at 8 o'clock. This may change, of course, depending on the players. Nikos Gerelis has a bye, and that is due to be played on Thursday. As does Papadakis Mixel. That match, quarterfinal match, is due to be played on the 18th. Bracket 2-2. Unlucky gets the win. Goes into the quarterfinal, which is due to be played on Thursday. Jamie Anderson. That win, and so does Mohamed Fawzi. This is scheduled to be on Thursday, but it can be played now if both players are so happy that they will have to probably wait till next Tuesday to play the semi-final if they get into it, but that's up to them to decide. Either just play it on the Thursday or play it this evening. Of course, it can be played this evening as some players probably were looking to play a match this evening, and it's only right that they should be allowed to do that. But I will put, until I hear any other different, 18th at 8, and both players can decide. Of course, until we can get 16 players, this will be the case, where some players might not have a game because of buys, which has pros and cons. Yes, you go through to the next round, but you're not really playing. So maybe we can work out a system where we do play. I have tried different systems. It is quite complicated. It really does depend how many players turn up. So we'll just have to keep chugging along. So there's one match tonight in bracket 2, potentially, Jamie Anderson and Mohamed Fawzi. Sorry, and there definitely is a match tonight, Wim de Ruyter versus Dave Lewis, and that is in the last 16 for a place in the quarterfinal. Jamie Anderson and Mohamed Fawzi are already in the quarterfinal. Although it says semi, just ignore that. That is just for the top bracket section. Jamie Anderson and Mohamed Fawzi can play the quarterfinal tonight if they want. or Thursday. Alan Lockett has a bye and waits for the winner of Wim de Ruyter and Dave Lewis to play in the quarterfinal on Thursday. And in bracket 1, with the players doing the highest in the main tour table at the moment, pot 1, Nikos Gerelis has a bye into the quarterfinal, and that is due to be played on the 18th, and he will play the winner of Carlos Biggar and Jim Kikakis, who are scheduled to play this evening, probably in the next hour or so, depending what time it is now. I don't have a watch on me. I can't see one at the moment. So yes, Carlos Biggar and Jim Kikakis are due to play tonight, and will play the Nikos Gerelis in the quarterfinal on Thursday. Papadakis Mixel has a bye into the quarterfinal, and he will play either Alex Jordan or Stevie Watt in that quarterfinal, and that Alex Jordan v Stevie Watt is scheduled to be played tonight, and the quarterfinal on Thursday. The semi-final will be played next Tuesday. The final and third place playoff a week on Thursday. So Tuesday last 16, Thursday quarterfinal, Tuesday semi-final, Thursday final, and third place playoff. So that was a long-winded way of getting through the draw, but I will post in a moment the lineups, and good luck to all players. Thank you for watching. I don't think there's anything else to say. A few of the OSC pages I will update in the next day or so, so bear with me. Sometimes I don't have time to complete everything, but any questions, just post to David Battlequilt's private message, or say something in the green room, or whatever, whichever way you want to do it. And good luck to those playing tonight. Have a good tournament. Au revoir.